All right. Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for being here. Pumped to do this. Thanks for joining my YouTube live. I hope you enjoyed the last one if you were here. That was a ton of fun. Drop me a message in the chat. Let me know your name, where you're from, what you're doing in quarantine, what's going on. Tell me something about yourself. What's up, Sam? Thanks guys for being here. So I got an interesting sort of idea today about some things we can discuss. Try and make the most, turn some lemons into lemonade. Got a exciting plan. All right, so a few things. First, if you're just joining, there is a link in the description below to hop on what's called Zoom. It's a conference call platform. It's free. It's just like Skype. And you can hop on there, and I will be taking questions later in the day where you can talk to me on Zoom. So you can share your video, or you don't have to, and the audience can listen, and you can ask me a question about anything. So that's one option. So hop on that Zoom call. I'm just going to leave the call open, and when I'm taking questions, then you can ask a question in there, and we'll go about it that way. So that's the first thing. And then you can see here on the right, there are my intro to hand reading and the membership. And those are some products that we have at Conscious Poker. The first one is free. It's a free download to get access to a system that I use to teach to clients, as well as on my own, about how to hand read and how to improve at poker. The second is our membership. That's some of our premier content at Conscious Poker. If you're interested in that, there's a free trial available. And finally, on the YouTube Live only, like exclusively just during this YouTube Live, you can get access to Preflop Mastery at a 33% discount at the link in the description below. So that's just for the duration of this call, maybe the next, half hour or so. I do have a hard stop in about an hour and 10 minutes because I have a podcast after this. So, what's up, Matthew? Sam, thanks for being here, guys. I got some people on Zoom already as well, so thank you guys for being there. Excited to chat with you. Let's see. All right, so a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. I wanted to go over today some things to do, like daily life in Italy, what my daily life is kind of like. I've been in quarantine for 40 days almost, and just how I'm kind of managing it and staying well, staying productive, happy, and sane. And I think there's going to be some practical tips for you guys as well. Honestly, I mean, it's kind of weird because I work from home, and so I'm home a lot anyway, and so I'm just taking inventory of how my life is now, like my personal daily life now versus how it was before all this. And obviously before I would go out and live in society and stuff too, but like in terms of the arc of my day, it's largely stayed the same. And just because I do work from home, so obviously there's certain things I'm missing not going out, but that's stayed the same. And there's some things I feel like that help me stay focused and productive during that time. So first I want to talk about things to do during quarantine. Right, so some things that I think are healthy, productive, enjoyable. So I'll walk you through a few of mine that I've been spending more time on. The first that I would say is to document this experience in some way. I've been documenting through multiple mediums. Obviously, like I share stuff with you guys. I post on social media all the time. And I've also been recording videos and journaling. So for recording videos, I'm going to drop some links here in the chat just so that people can see exactly the specifics of what I use. This is a Canon G7X Mark II. It's a little camera like this. Okay, and I really love this camera because it flips out like this. Flips out like this so I can see myself while I'm recording. So watch, if I turn this on, I can see myself. So if I'm holding it like this, I can see exactly what is being recorded and I could create an awesome video. Then I have this little Joby, and you can just twist it on here and you could walk around like this, and it's amazing. This thing allows you to record like any different way. And I record things. I just record my life, like even something simple, like it's been, like I said, it's been about 40 days, maybe 45, whatever. I think 40 since I left the house, but I was leaving the house before this, but not going in, I was social distancing, so I wasn't going around people, even though I was leaving the house. But 40 days in the house, like literally not leaving at all, because in Italy, where I am, you're not allowed to leave the house unless you have a permit or a reason. So you can't go on walks and stuff like that. So I haven't got a haircut in a long time. And so my wife had to cut my hair, which was like this fun, crazy experience. But I documented it and I just put it on camera. And it's like, how crazy is this? And we're going to look back on this in 20, 30 years and like have the memory of this experience. This is hopefully this is once in a lifetime. Hopefully this is, but they say that these types of pandemics are really once in a lifetime. And so it's like having memories from this experience is just so priceless. There's nothing that, that you can trade for that. And that you only get it once. And if you're not documenting it in real time, little things get missed. And it's the trivialities that are actually the most interesting, like getting your haircut in quarantine, right? Or like, so there's so many more memories. I won't bore you with the details, but that's one way to keep documenting. You don't have to publish this stuff. Like I might not publish this sort of video. It's not like necessarily for YouTube, but just for my wife and I, right? And just you can edit it yourself on iMovie, for example, and just make little movies. You can hire an editor and just Dropbox them all the content. Find an editor on a website called Odesk, Upwork, a freelancing website, and find an editor. So another way I document what's going on is I like to write, and so I just journal. I just have one of these, bought it on Amazon. I found a kind of cool one here. This is not the one I use because I'm not in the US, but this is one I found that looks cool. And it's another way to just document. And it really depends on what medium you like the most, right? Like if you're like comfortable on camera and you like video, create little home videos. If you want to just write down what you're experiencing, I think journaling is a great way to do it. And I have some things in there that are just really cool that I'm excited to read in a long time. There's a whole bunch of other types of journals too that are cool. Some of them actually have like questions that they ask you and they prompt you with questions, and it's like, write something, tell me about what you're struggling most right now in this period in your life, and you write it down, and then you could look back on it 5 years later or something like that. So that's really cool. Other things I've been doing so that's like kind of the first thing, is just documenting this experience in some way. I think is really important. The second thing I've been doing is just finding things to do that are enjoyable, that kind of like, because I work a lot and I've actually probably worked more now that I don't have as much of a social life. I've also talked to a lot more friends too, which is actually kind of ironic because it's like, why don't you do that all the time? But I feel like a lot of people probably can relate, where you're like on the phone more and you're like, wow, I haven't talked to this guy in 4 years. Why don't we catch up and talk? And it's like, we should always do that. We shouldn't wait for a pandemic. But another thing I've done that's kind of fun, and I do this with my wife, is we have this coloring book, and it's cool. Like you can just draw, and like, so this is like a picture I drew, for example. And they're really cool. It's like an adult coloring book. It's just like something you can do to like blow off steam and just relax. It's a little bit zen. This is a cool one I found. Again, I can't speak for these ones because I don't have this exact one. I got this one I think as a gift or something. But that's really cool. And that's something I've been enjoying as well. And there's a lot of different things you can do with art that I think are really cool to do at this time. Like for example, you can like, my wife makes these like collages that are really cool. She's really talented. And it's cool because you can like kind of document what you're thinking by like cutting out stuff in a magazine, for example. Okay, so on to the productivity side of things, like the productivity health side of things. I do work from home, so if you have questions about this, I'll definitely take call-ins. For those of you that are just joining, there's a Zoom link in the description where you can hop on a call with me, and the Zoom call is open, so it's just there in the background, but in a few minutes I'll take calls, and you can ask me questions about working from home and productivity and those sorts of things, because I've been doing it for a very long time. But one thing I like that is cool is like, it's called 5-Minute Journal, and it's not the journal like the other one, but it's like a little daily morning gratitude journal, and it's kind of like to help with productivity too, because it'll have like something you're grateful for, something that would make today great, an affirmation, 3 amazing things that happened today, and something you could have done to make today better. And you just document those things on a daily basis. And it's cool because if you write in it every day, you can look back to April 3rd, 2020, and you can look back on today in 10 years and be like, what happened on April 3rd, 2020? And you can look at 3 things you were grateful for on this day, right? So you can kind of use that as a documentation as well. That's called 5-Minute Journal. It's by a company called Intelligent Change. Be careful because there's a copycat one on Italy. I'm reading the comments. There's a copycat one on Amazon, and it's not the right one. So make sure you get this specific one by Intelligent Change. They have an accompanying product called the Productivity Planner, and this is specifically for staying on track. It's called the Productivity Planner. My link is too long to paste. I'm sorry, guys, but Productivity Planner. Sorry, I might have spelled that wrong. I'm typing too fast. But anyway, it's an accompanying thing, and it helps you focus on what's important to do that day, what you want to accomplish that day, and doing that with the 5-Minute Journal is really cool. That's a simple thing to do. Another thing that highly recommend, really can't say enough, is just getting a yoga mat on Amazon. Let's see. The reason being, you can pretty much do everything with a yoga mat. Least of all, you can do yoga, and you can just YouTube yoga, or you can have a subscription like Peloton has them. There's a bunch of yoga apps as well, like Asana, I think, is another one. But literally, you can do not just yoga, but also stretching, and then you can also do exercises on a yoga mat, and it's such a small investment. And I find that just having the mat sort of compels you to do it, and actually leaving it out in the morning, right in front of your TV, for example, is kind of a subtle reminder to be the first thing you do in the morning. And I think it just helps. If you have it out, you're just more likely to do it. And so you kind of have to trick yourself, right? It's kind of you don't want to eat junk food, don't buy cookies. And if you don't buy cookies, you won't eat the cookies. But if you leave your yoga mat out, then you'll be a little bit more compelled to do it in the morning. So I'm trying to find links for this stuff. My links are all too long, which is sort of annoying. And I'm sorry, guys. I did do some work before this and find links for everything. The next one is an exercise ball with we'll get into some poker stuff later too, guys. I know you probably have questions about that, but I know I did a very poker-centric podcast last time, so trying to keep a little bit more focus here on this. Sorry. Super tilt. Hold on, let me put this in Bitly. Hang on, guys. Hang on. So this is another great product to get. It's like an exercise ball with cords, and the cords are great because they're these little cords that you can literally do arms with, chest with, back with. You can do triceps, whatever, shoulders, and you can basically get a full body workout with an exercise ball for $35. So I'm trying to be cost efficient here too. Obviously, you can do something more expensive or elaborate, but for basically $50 and a couple of YouTube videos, you can have all the workout you need. The last thing I would recommend getting is a foam roller. These are great for rolling out stubborn hamstrings and quads. These are amazing. This is a lifesaver, rolling out your back as well. Definitely get a foam roller. Let me drop this in Bitly too because there are too many characters. Hang on, guys. This is a must-have accessory. Yeah, this is great. Especially if you're like me and you sit on the computer a lot, this really does wonders for rolling out your back. Okay, so the next are some reading that I've been enjoying. I'm going to give you books in different genres. One is a biography, and I like everything by Walter Isaacson. He wrote Da Vinci. I haven't read that one yet. He wrote Einstein, which I'm partway through, Ben Franklin, and my favorite, which is Steve Jobs. So all of his biographies are amazing. They're like the Bible of these characters, and it's truly amazing. The next one is Principles by Ray Dalio. He's the CEO and chief investment officer as well of Bridgewater, which is the largest private equity, the largest hedge fund in the world. private hedge fund in the world, and he basically has been a crusher for his whole life, manages billions of dollars in assets. And the book is not really about how to stock trade. It's something that is applicable to everyone. And it's cool because he writes down his principles. So the things that he's learned in the economy and trading that apply towards life. And there's these principles that he has for success that he uses to make decisions in every facet of his life. And it's fascinating. It's an amazing read. You'll learn something, and it's a great book. Also, I recommend following him too on LinkedIn. He publishes a lot of amazing content for free about what's going on in the world, and it is the best. And it's like takes all of the highest level thinking, and it just makes it very, very simple in spoken vernacular for everyone to understand. Another great book is Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari, and it's about dating in our current digital world, and it's very good. He's a stand-up comedian, one of my favorites. I highly recommend him. When we're out of quarantine, go see him live. Otherwise, you can watch him on YouTube. He also has a show called Master of None on Netflix, which is amazing. It's a great show. Speaking of shows, another show is Soundtrack, which I really, really like. And it's like a musical show, and it sounds kind of weird, but it is really cool. Very well done for viewing on Netflix. And finally, for books, I'm excited to announce I have just, this is the first time I'm saying this publicly, but here, I'm dropping this in the chat. This is my new book, The Poker Coach. I just wrote this, and it's coming out in May, so it's on pre-order, available now on Amazon. And it's like the template that I use with my clients in our day sessions or in our monthly coaching monthly package that I work with them, or just like the best type of content that I've absorbed, like the best strategy content that I've come across over the years, and the way that I would teach poker to someone that's going from, amateur, good 1-2 player, new 1-2 player to wanting to beat 2-5. Okay, so just starting with the beginning, like how to manage your bankroll, which games you should play, cash games or tournaments, which stakes are right for you, all the way up to through the poker math, pot odds, hand reading, pre-flop strategy, all the way up till the mental game. So it's really like a complete guide to poker, and it's great. There's charts in here that I worked, custom built charts to make things simple. Keller coded it. There's exercises in here that you can do as well. There's all the math. There's little cheat sheets. I'm really proud of this. I worked really hard on it. Actually, I did it when I spent the last 3 months out of quarantine doing this. I was basically quarantined in the library. So this is available on pre-order. You can get it at the link. If you've liked some of my YouTube videos or my content, then this is for you. It's really, really, I'm really, really proud of this one, and I'm excited for it to come out. It's cool. I've always wanted to write a book. So, that's a little bit about what to do in quarantine. So I'm going to I can open it up for questions. If someone has a question and you're on Zoom, let me know. And I could take call-ins. I could also drop you let's try this as well. Hold on. So I'm going to also do an option for people that don't have Zoom here. If you want to chat, I am going to, hang on 1 second. You could call into this number and we can try it that way too, in case you don't have Zoom. Or you don't want to be on video, which I totally understand. So you can call in this number, and if you want, we can chat. So yeah, I'll take call-ins and questions. In the meantime, I'll keep babbling. I have some more ideas. Okay, close this. All right. Okay, so if you do have questions about poker or otherwise, where we're at, let me know. Hey guys, I know some of you are here and saying hi. Dave, Fabian, Giuseppe, Kingsman, what's up guys? Thanks for being here. And Yeah, Matt, the Zoom link is just at the description below. It's there because I have people on Zoom, so you can call in the phone number too if you prefer. But you could hop on Zoom and then we can do video, and I could just switch over here to the Zoom call, and there will be video. Okay, so let's see. Actually, I need to do window capture. Create new. Okay. Hang on, guys. Sorry about this. I just got to... I gotta fix this. Anyway, okay. So, what else? What else? Oh, I got another one too. I got another one for you guys. All right, so I'll take a question. Maksud says, what would you do to overcome laziness? I would not listen to your emotions, because your emotions are always going to lead you to make impulsive decisions, and they're not going to be the decisions that are going to be reflective of what you actually want. So if you listen to your emotions, you're going to just, whatever, be lazy, not work out, eat compulsively, not be productive in the things that are meaningful to you. And so honestly, you have to kind of come to grips with is that the things that you value doing are the things that are painful to do. Like working out, for example, eating healthy, for example, maybe, I don't know, getting up early or meditating, whatever it is. So it's hard to do those things, and you're gonna have to plan them out in a way that you kind of hack yourself. Okay, so if you know that you're distracted often by something, you're gonna have to find a way to mitigate against that activity. So if you're trying to eat healthy, you're distracted by food, you're gonna have to not have that food in line of sight, for example. Or if you're often distracted by productivity, your productivity's hampered because of your use of YouTube, you're gonna have to find a way to get a freedom browser and ban yourself from using YouTube on your browser for longer than an hour a day, or whatever it is, right? Also, another thing that really helps is just when you're in a moment of you're rational with what you're thinking about doing, and you can focus on what you actually want to happen. It's to plan out what you want the next day to look like, and it doesn't mean you have to stick to it. You don't have to be a robot, but some people find that it helps them to do that in the beginning, especially until they can work on their intuition. But in the beginning, you might have to build up momentum, right? Because you're stuck in the laziness side of things. You have to go to the productive side of things. But until you build up that momentum, you don't want to rely on your intuition or emotions, because you're going to end up stuck in the same rut. So what I would say is to find out a way to plan out things so that you're actually clear on what you want to get done, and then you can focus on doing that. All right. Okay, so I think we're going to take a call here. Matt, you want to hop on here? All right, we got a call here on Zoom. Matt, what's up, man? You want to hop on?
Hello.
Hey, man, what's up? Hello, you're on, Matt.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you guys all hear Matt? I'm pretty sure everyone should be able to hear you. Hold on one sec. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you should be on here. We got a little bit of issues with this. Yeah. I think we could hear you, man. Hello, you there? We can hear you.
Now I can hear you.
Okay, man, what's up?
Nothing, nothing much. I've been just been on like administratively for my workplace. I play poker in on the side.
Cool. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Maryland. See, I play at Maryland Live. You see my virtual background.
I see that. That's impressive. You did that. That's cool, man. So what's up, man? What could I answer for you? How you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I was on a downswing lately. I lost huge amounts playing like cash games.
Oh man, that's brutal. I'm sorry.
Just before about a month before the coronavirus, my bankroll got down to like 1,000, and I stopped. I'm saving up like $100 a week for it.
Okay, cool. Great stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play cash or tournaments when I get back. I may look into online games in the next few weeks.
Yep. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, online is booming. We were kind of behind the scenes looking at some of the trends on Google, and like you can see, online poker is just like going off the charts. Um, yeah, very crazy. Yeah, I don't blame you. What else can you do at this point, right? I mean, it's either online or just studying, and which is always a viable option too. But yeah, I think that's good, especially where it sounds like a sweet spot for where your bankroll is right now too. The online gives you a lot of flexibility with the size of the games that you play, so that sounds pretty smart. I would go for it.
Okay, what sites would you recommend? Like, I was thinking America's Card Room or Poker Brothers.
Yeah, I know a lot of people ask me that. This is probably the single question I get. Ironically, it's the question I get arguably the most, and it's the the question don't have an answer for. Yeah, I just don't. I am not like comfortable like endorsing any online site. I'm not saying that you shouldn't play, but at the same time, I
Have you
wouldn't
ever
want.
played online yourself?
Oh yeah, yeah. I played a lot of online poker. I just wouldn't want to recommend a specific site and then have it. I don't know, something go wrong. They don't pay out, and then
Played
it's like,
America's Card Room?
yep, I've played on there. I had.
Does it have like, does it go directly, do you sign up directly on the website?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, you could probably just go to their site and sign up. Again, I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not sure
Or just
exactly.
download software and you play like right on the web?
Yeah, they're gonna have a software. All the sites are gonna have a software. Um, yeah, I would just, I've never had a problem with them, but I would just, exercise caution, not keep on the sites what you don't want to have at risk, and just be smart about it and run good.
What stakes do they have with cash games? Do they have like 25 cent, 50 cent?
Yeah, 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 for sure. They'll have all those small stakes, which is good because they'll have like 5 cent, 10 cent, 10 cent, 25 cent. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not super um, involved with that specific online scene, but yeah, they'll have all those stakes. They should have games running quite often, and I have clients that play uh, quite often on some of the online sites, and they send me hands and we talk about them. So I know the games are pretty good from what I'm seeing, especially at this point in time where there's an influx. And we talked about this last time on the YouTube live. There's an influx of more recreational players that are coming online because they're quarantined and they want to play poker. So that just makes the games even better. So hopefully there's some good action on there. And if you watch the last YouTube, I
Is
talk
it
about
cash games or tournaments?
both. I'm sure there's both, but I talk about how to adjust to those games. And also in the membership, we had our last coaching call on Sunday about adjusting to those games, and I did a couple hand reviews in the membership about online poker in adjusting to the current environment of COVID. So if you are playing a lot of online, that's a great resource for you too. And there's more information in the description as well about the membership. So
Are you
yeah.
more of a cash player or a tournament player? I've been playing them like in 3 month seasons for a while. Like I do play cash for 3 months and tournaments for 3 months.
Yeah, mainly cash, man. I've played tournaments and I've had some good results in tournaments over my career, but mainly cash games. I've just always loved cash, and yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I just
I
like the
think tournaments
stability
more
of
as
it.
fun and entertainment, and cash is more as stereotypical addictive gambling.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Tournaments just have a lot more variance. There's more luck in the short term, so I just like the stability of cash games more. I just think it's like a more viable option, and a lot of times when I'm
Because a
working,
lot of my friends think cash games are more profitable. Some play mostly cash, or they'll even play cash exclusively.
yeah, that's me.
I think tournaments are more fun.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's the nature of like, you could win a tournament, right? And so there's no end game to a cash game. There's just, there's no.
Yeah, cash games, I get too addicted. Oh, I gotta play more if I lose big, and then I lose more than I planned on risking.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I think bankroll management is huge. I actually, there's a big section on that in the poker coach, because you can have all the strategy in the world, but if you don't manage your money correctly, you're going to wind up broke. And so that's one thing I highly recommend, is setting stop losses, and understanding what limits are right for you.
I'm saving up $100 a week for my bankrolls. Right now, I got up to about $1,600.
Good for you, man. Yeah, that's great.
Well, I deposit yesterday. I officially deposit I do $200 every other week, the equivalent of $100 a week.
Awesome.
I deposit officially make the deposit at 6 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday.
Okay. Well, you're diligent about it, man.
U.S. Eastern time, yeah. That gives me enough time to finish Wednesday night tournaments. They have the big tournaments on Wednesday night.
Awesome. Well, you're diligent. That's awesome, man. Well, all right, Matt, it was a pleasure talking. I'm going to hop on and take a few other calls here. I'll be here in about maybe another 20, 30 minutes I could do today. I'd like to do these more often, really get to know you guys better. It would be fun, but okay, I see Cameron on here. Let me know if you want to chat. Cameron, type in the chat, let me know. And okay, let's see what else. What else? Oh, okay. So one thing I found, and this is kind of gonna play off of what who was it? Giuseppe? Was it? No. Mascoud said. Excuse me if I'm butchering your name. Maxud. I'm sorry. That I found really, really helps, and it's kind of like understated. I just dropped a link in the chat too. Just how what you wear affects your mood and your state of mind. So what I wrote a piece about this, and you can see it in the description. But basically, what I do is I use what I'm wearing as a way to get me in the mood to do what activity I want to get done. So for example, let's say like I'll have like different blocks of work that I'll have throughout the day, most of which is on the computer. So like in the morning, I'll always do a block of work before breakfast, and I'm usually up earlier than Ambra, so I'll get something done in the morning. But I'll always change. Right, instead of putting on pajamas, I'll put on something that's a little bit more energizing to get me moving, and like I'll wear something like gym clothes, and I'll do that because I know that if I put on the gym clothes, it's like I'm mentally telling myself that I'm going to go hit the bike or do yoga after breakfast, like before my day really, really gets started. But if I put on those clothes and then go sit down at the computer, okay, I've changed out of my pajamas, I don't feel like a complete bum, but then I'm also in my gym clothes. Then after that, I'll work out and I'll come shower. But instead of putting on pajamas after I'm showering, when I go on the computer, like I'll get ready, I'll shave. And of course, sometimes I have a reason to, like I have a coaching call with a client or a podcast, or I'm doing a YouTube video. But it's good. I like that I have the need to be presentable, because it makes me feel better. And when I feel better, I'm more energized. I feel like it's this subconscious sort of way of telling yourself that you're going to do something productive in that moment. So I really like to do that. And sometimes I'll actually put on like a nice, like a sweater or like a button down t-shirt while I'm like doing something business oriented on the computer, for example. So I kind of match my outfit to what activity I'm doing. And I feel like, getting ready and being presentable really helps me not feel like just like a complete sloth all day, especially because I'm moving a lot less. I move when I hit the bike or I do yoga, but I'm in the house for 40 days straight. So I think it's even more important. I actually wrote that piece 2 years ago when I was just working from home, but I had a completely normal life. But now I'm like doubling down on that. I think it's even more important, and I probably change 5 times a day. So, that's quite helpful. Okay, so segue to some poker content here. I got some questions. Giuseppe asks about math. Mad Mark asks about math. So Mad Mark says, any good books with workbook. So let me give you a few resources here, because I want to give everyone a resource depending on where you're at in your journey and what type of content you want. So the first piece of content is free, and it's on the Conscious Poker blog. I'm going to drop a link in here, and it's a post on how to calculate pot odds. This is a great post for just implementing the math. There we go. Sorry, it took a second. Oh, I have so many windows open. Hold on. Okay, so that's a great post for that. The second is, you asked about a workbook. So if you check out the 4 steps to beating anyone at poker, this is a workbook. And it is a workbook that has exercises in it built throughout the program. It teaches you how to hand read, teaches you how to put your opponents on ranges, and it teaches you, most importantly, how to understand not just what your opponents have, but then to compare what your opponents have to the odds you're getting and determine whether or not you're getting the right price. This is like the fundamental process I go through when I make decisions. It's first and foremost analyzing your opponent's hand and saying, what type of range does my opponent have? Then it's saying, what odds am I getting? What price do I need to justify calling? And do I beat enough of his hands to justify calling a bet? Okay, so you're just putting that information together, and this does all of it. It takes the hand range, it takes the analysis, it takes the math, and then it teaches you how to make decisions in a 4-step process. That's why it's called like 4 steps to beating anyone at poker. Because if you master this process and you do it better than your opponents, you're going to beat them. You really can beat anyone. The third product that I have, the third option for you, is a course called Mastering Poker Math. And it's a course inside our membership at Conscious Poker. So when you join the membership, it's meant to be taken in a linear order. So there's a program you go through to take you from where you are to Poker Crusher, okay? So the first course you're gonna get access to is the Ultimate Guide to Bankroll Management, the Ultimate Bankroll Management course. And it teaches you a lot of the things that Matt was talking about. So how to set a stop loss, whether you should play cash games or tournaments, what size games you should play. It helps you calculate your hourly weight, your variance, your win rate. But then the second course you get access to is Mastering Poker Math. And it talks about the pot odds, the stack to pot ratio, how to calculate these things, your break-even point, and equity. So there's also a Poker Fundamentals course, which talks a lot about the math. It talks about equities and ranges. That's all part of the linear program you're going to get in the membership. There's a free trial available at the link below, so you can check that out as well. So those are some options for you. It just depends on like which format you want to learn and where you're at and how committed you are to learning about the math, whether you want to master it or you want a like quick overview or what you need to get the results you want, right? So I hope that helps. Let's see. Okay, let's see. What else? All right. Okay, Cameron, my man, wants to chat. Let's hop on with Cameron. What's up, my man? Okay. Cameron, man, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, man, how you doing? What's up? What can I answer for you, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah. Trying to keep us as normal as possible in these crazy times.
Yeah, no question, man. How you doing?
Um, yeah, running up and downstairs to keep trying to keep fit.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I was outside of my building the other day, and one of my neighbors was in like the garage lot. Like we have like this where there's the parking area of our building, and he was there with like a weights, like holding weights up, doing lunges, like in where the parking structure is, because you can't leave the building. Oh man.
Well, I'm in a 7-story dome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, I live on campus at university,
There you go. All right. So where are you based?
Canberra, Australia.
Yep. Well, we've talked. I know. I'm
Yeah.
just for the guys out there. So
Yeah.
what question can I answer for you, man? What can I help with?
Just how to be able to keep concentration in when we're all in lockdown, like just for poker and also my studies, because I'm going crazy pretty much.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to hear.
And keep focus on and that when I can't get out and actually study with my classmates.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think you. It helps for a lot of people. I feel like to have some sort of schedule. So just to have something where you are committed to certain activities at certain times of the day. So for example, even if it's just planning like something as simple as, okay, lunch is at 1 and dinner is at 6 and breakfast is at 9. So I know I have between 9:30 and 1 to do something. And like, what is that time going to look like? What am I going to fill that activity with? And then, okay, where am I going to get my workout in? Okay, like I want to get my workout done before breakfast, so I have to be up at 7:30, and I'm going to work out from 8 to 8:45, so I could have breakfast at 9, and then after breakfast, I'm going to have 3.5 hours. You don't have to be productive all 3.5, but okay, I want to get 2 hours of work done during those 3.5 hours, so what does that look like? And then in the after lunch, lunch is 1 to 2:30, or 1 to 2, whatever, 1 to 1:30, it doesn't matter, but, let's say you could come back into the lab, wherever you want to come back to at 2:30, and then you have till 6, you have 3.5 hours, you want to get another 2 hours of work done. So, okay, what does that look like? Okay, and then how do you balance that with your free time? And so what I like to do is I like to do something important first. So I like to start my day with the easiest thing to get done. And usually what I start my day with is something very trivial, like an email or, like maybe not even a phone call, because that's a little bit takes too long and too engaging, but I'll do something very simple, like an email, or I don't know, like editing a thumbnail, like just something very simple that I can get done in 5 minutes, and just to build momentum. Just because then I check something off my list, I crossed it off my Trello, which is my task management system, and I just got something done, and I've built momentum. I've accomplished something right away. So I've set the day up for success, and I've started the day off on the right foot. And then I'll attack the most important thing. So then I'll say to myself, okay, if I could only get one thing done today, because I got busy, I got sidetracked, I got whatever, something happened where I could only have gotten one thing done, what would that one thing be? And I put that at the top of my list, and then I go down the list in descending order of importance. Okay, so I'll say, what is the second most important thing I want to get done? So, today clearly I had a YouTube live, I have a podcast after this, but it's 4:30 in the afternoon when I started this YouTube, so I had plenty of time to get one thing done. And today what I needed to get done, there's many things on my list, and I just work through them. If I get all of them done, great. I'll move on to my list for tomorrow. If I get one of them done, at least I got the most important one done. So today it was filming a hand of the day episode from a hand my client sent me that's going to be featured on the YouTube. So that was what I needed to get done today. So I did that first or second, but technically second, but really it was the first major thing I did. And then I went down the list. And so that's what I do. I kind of schedule things out. I use Trello, which is a task management system. I have a video on how to do it. Let me see. Hang on, guys. I'm going to find this video for you. It's actually on my other YouTube, which is youtube.com/Alec Torelli. So, how to use Trello, Alec Torelli. Let me find this video, guys. Hang on. Okay, this is a great task management system. This is my other YouTube as well, where I produce a lot of lifestyle and business content, and it's huge to use Trello. It's a digital task management system, and it keeps you accountable, and you create different boards. And so you have like a board here and a board here and a board here, and you can put tasks in different boards. So you'll have your list of things to do today, your list of things to do tomorrow, your list of things to do this week, and you can color code that. And you could also interact with other people. So my team, we all use this system, so I can like tag my graphic designer and I, add him to my board, and then he does that task. So you can actually collaborate, like what you were saying, my man, with people in your classroom. You can all get on Trello, and they can like see what's on your board, and you can see what's on their board, so you guys can work on projects together through this task management system. You can create checklists. It's amazing, and it's free. There's a paid version, and we're on the paid version, but it's like, I don't know, $5 a month. It's not a lot for the paid version, but the free version is probably sufficient for at least when you're just starting. So that's great. And I think just the point here is that the more routine that you have, the more that you have things planned, the more that you have things calendared or scheduled, the more likely you are to succeed. And I don't want this to be like something where you need to be super rigorous and you don't have any, enjoyment or free time, or you don't have any spontaneity. Those things are really important. And look, I mean, I live with my wife, so it's even more important. I don't want to have like every single second of my day planned. If we want to take a break and cook a lunch and it goes longer than I had on my calendar, like who cares, right? That's enjoying life. And even more so when we're not quarantined and we have, options to go out or meet people or things happen, right? So that's life. But at the same time, then that's why it's also most important to start with that most important task, because if you only get one thing done, you got what you needed done for the day, and the rest of the day is like a free roll. And usually you'll find that if you do the most important one or two things, the other things either like aren't necessary to be done, or they're just kind of like maybe not even priorities to begin with. So I think having things and really forcing yourself to go through this process and take time to plan your day really forces you to be accountable with your actions and where you're spending your time. And then you realize that a lot of things you don't even need to do necessarily, or they weren't priorities to begin with. So that's a little bit about my 2 cents. I could go on about this for a long time. A lot to say on this subject, but we'll leave it at that. What's up, Roberto? Thanks for joining, man. If you're just joining, let me know if you have questions. You can call in or hop on the Zoom call at the link in the description below. You can scroll up and there is a phone number to call in, or you can hop on Zoom and we can have a quick chat as well. All right, what else for today? So yeah, we talked about my routine in Italy. We talked about things to do. We talked about some poker, took some calls. Yeah, man. Got to do another one of these. I know you guys liked that hand review from last time as well, which I would like to do more of. I actually have a new format coming out for my hand of the day. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I basically take hands that my clients or our members at Conscious Poker send, and I review them on YouTube. So you'll get a taste of what some of my work is like with my clients, because they typically send me hands and then I make them videos and send them back these videos that are just for them. But some of them were kind enough to come on here and allow me to share these with you. So they'll ask me a question, and then I'll be able to share the answer to it and the strategy video with you. That's exciting. So look for a new blog post. I think tomorrow. I think we're gonna have it out tomorrow. Otherwise Monday. And hop on my Crush Mondays newsletter. You can head over to consciouspoker.com. It's totally free, and you could get a curated list of all the content, the best content of the week, as well as exclusive poker tips that I don't share anywhere else, and quotes, things I'm absorbing, content I'm liking, first access to giveaways or events like this or whatever it is, all in one place, sent out to you once a week every Monday. It's called Crush Mondays. Definitely a great poker newsletter, totally free, and you can hop on. So you'll be the first to know when future YouTube lives come out or future content like the one I just described, as well as maybe giveaways for my new book coming out and things like that. I will give priority to people on the list. So yeah, all right. Johnny, what's up, man? You're on Zoom. You want to chat, Johnny? Let me know. Let me know. Type in the chat on Zoom. You can hop on and do a quick call. And then I gotta go, man. I got a podcast I'm excited to go on this afternoon. I'll be releasing that later, I think next week. If it's out, we'll see. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. I was on the poker podcast. I put out a YouTube video yesterday of my interview with Dom and Ricky from the poker podcast. Two great guys. Had a great conversation. Really hit it off. They were very cool. And you never know what you're going to get. I'll be honest. I go on podcasts regularly, and you just don't know. Like if you're going to have a great conversation or if you're going to get in a flow, or you guys are going to be vibing off each other and bouncing back. These guys were awesome, and we really hit it off. We're vibing off each other. Great conversation. They added their points and insights too. So definitely recommend you check that out. It's called Alec Torelli on the Future of Poker. It's my last video on my YouTube. We're talking about poker in quarantine, so much more. There's a lot of great stuff there. So check that out. That's some new content for you. My last YouTube live also had a hand replayer where I had a client on, James. He's actually in the video How to Crush 2-5 No Limit. He's the subject of that video, and he was kind enough to come on the YouTube live last time, and we did a live kind of like mini coaching call where I reviewed one of his hands. And one of the cool things I do with clients that I'm also going to experiment with on YouTube is that I review their hands in real time. So they'll send me a list of like 5 hands they played that are cut together in a video. Like the video is like 10 minutes long. And I will record my screen while I'm watching these hands, and I'll give them my thoughts. So they see my raw thoughts. And sometimes I'm saying, call, and then they call and the guy has the nuts and I'm wrong. But I'm at least telling them what I think and why. So they know that like the feedback they're getting are my raw thoughts. And I did this same thing with the YouTube. So my clients send me the hand. I forward it to my team. I don't look at the hand. They give it to me in a replayer, and I'll literally shoot an introduction in my room, and I will film myself watching the hand, talking through the thoughts in real time. And so you'll get to see like what I would do as if I'm playing the hand. So that's something that clients love, and I'm gonna do this on YouTube, and I did it in my last YouTube live. So if you check that out, you can scroll through to the middle. I think you'll see on the screen when the hand pops up. But it's with James, and he talks me through a hand. It's fun. It's fun. I don't always get it right, so to speak. Sometimes I say things and they end up being wrong. That's part of poker, but it's part of the fun. All right, Melba, Johnny, if you guys want to hop on, let me know. What's up, Han Win? Good morning from Cali. That's my home state. I hope you're doing well. I know you guys are on lockdown. Where in Cali are you from too? Yeah, Giuseppe says he's not a math guy. I totally understand, and I really aimed to make the math as simple as possible. Oh, the last thing I didn't even tell you, in the Poker Coach, there's a whole section on math in this book. There's a whole section here. I'm looking at it right now. It's on implied odds. So this is all on implied odds, for example. I mean, it's all in there. And this book, this is like, you can pre-order this, $17, and you make one decision, you're gonna you're going to pay for the book. So this is using pot odds and equity to make decisions. There's just a chart for you. If you're not good at math, you can just memorize some of these charts. Yeah, it's all right there. So there's a whole section called Mastering Poker Math. So anyway, I think that's some great content for you too. Thank you. You liked my article on the coronavirus and the impact on the U.S. economy. Yeah, if you guys want, so definitely, I've been putting out a lot of content on COVID and what's going on here in Italy and what's potentially going to come in the U.S. You can look on alectorelli.com/blog or youtube.com/alectorelli, or you can actually follow me on instagram.com/alectorelli, and on my IGTV, I publish those Instagram videos. So any medium you want, you can find that content. I have a whole nother brand and channel over there on Alec Torelli that I'm putting a lot of content out. So yeah, all right, Johnny wants to hop on. Johnny, man, you're on with me, buddy. To connect video, I can't tell you exactly how to do that because it's on your end, but you just click the bottom left button with the video and you should be able to go on. So you're on, buddy. Can you hear me? Johnny, we can't hear you. All right, Johnny, I'm going to leave you unmuted. So if you figure out the mic, let me know. If not, no big deal. We'll just talk next time. What else? Oh, so if you're new here, you haven't seen already, there's some links for you guys. There's my free hand reading system. It's available at the link in the description below. And it's just a process I use that I teach to clients that I use currently to this day when I play cash games and tournaments, just how I put my opponents on a range, how I think through hands, how I hand read, and that's all available to you totally for free. You can download that. It's a PDF. It walks you through everything step by step. There's hand examples in there, the whole thing. So check that out. Otherwise, there's our membership, which I talked a little bit about too. There's a free trial available as well. And then finally, pre-flop mastery only during this call. So just during the duration of my YouTube live for the people that are here, I made it available for 33% off. So click the link in the description below to grab access. All right, so I think that's it. I think I'm going to, Johnny's not figuring out. Johnny's not doing it. All right. Eric, what's up? Thanks for being here, you guys. We're going to try and do this more often. No promises. We'll see how it goes. I am in quarantine, but with the time change, I always have to do, there's like a short window where I could do like after lunch, before dinner, while everybody in the US is still awake. It's like the whole gimme thing. So we'll try and make it happen. These are definitely fun. Stay tuned to future content. And this is going to be a wrap, guys. Thanks for being here. Much appreciated. Much love, everybody. And you know where to find me. Stay in touch on social. We'll talk soon.